Hi, it's me, Germbot, ya boy. I am here again. It hasn't even been a month yet. Isn't that crazy? We love a consistent king. Anyway, I have a fun story for you today. This is something that I wanted to film last month, but sometimes it just be like that.
This guy stinks!
I know the memes. So I have a story today. I feel like a lot of people coming out stories are very like Lifetime movie, like touching, emotional Hollywood, like, yes, mom, I'm gay. I know, son. Come here. That's not realistic. If you had that kind of coming out, good for you. Mine was not anywhere near that smooth. Mine was a little more similarly to, Mom, I'm gay. No shit. That was a little bit more accurate for my coming out story. So I'm gonna tell mine. This video is for the bitches who had coming outs who were very messy and crazy and weird and quirky. So yeah, coming out story. Woo! The gays. Anyway, ever since I was little, I knew I was different. I always felt very different from my peers growing up. It's part of why I became the emo weeaboo creature from hell that I was growing up.
You know how it be.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So I was in middle school. Just kidding. I was in middle school and I was going through my scene phase. And if you were going through your scene phase around the same time as I was, the really trendy, quirky, cute thing to do was to identify as bisexual even though you weren't. Nasty, right? So I identified as bisexual in middle school in order to acquire attention, and also because I think I kind of subconsciously already knew. I was playing this game, and for some fucking reason, someone in like the world chat was like, hey guys, bisexuals meet up in this part of the game. So I went and I met with all these other bisexual, annoying 14-year-olds who like to yell. Throughout that process, I made some friends. We started texting, and so as any 14-year-old scene kid does, we started e-dating. I'm not surprised I got catfished. I had an online fling with one of the boys, but then I was like, he's just not good for me. I need to ghost him. So I did. And then he started dating one of the other boys in our online bisexual group. This kind of sounds like Twitter. They started dating. I took it upon myself to try to break them up because I missed my online ex.
He's just not good for me.
So I tried to steal him back. All this drama ensued, whatever. We fought and I cut ties with that group of people, all the while still kind of exploring my identity and realizing, hey, there must be some validity to this whole bisexual thing. After I stopped talking to the online boyfriends, I was like, you know what? Let's take this to the real world. I have moved on. I have outgrown online dating. I'm ready to be a mature adult and date in real life. I had a crush on this guy and we'd hang out a lot, and after a while he like revealed that he had a crush on me, and I was like, oh my god, this is the happiest moment in my life. I've never experienced joy like I'm experiencing now.
I could die happy and that would be fine.
So we started dating. What did that look like, you ask? That looked like us meeting up in between classes and giving each other hugs. He would text me and he'd be like, hey babe, hi, so do you want a hug after like third period today? That was literally the most exciting thing that I could have heard. My heart would be racing. I was literally that meme. I was like, yes, please, I do, yes. And we'd meet up and we'd hug, and then we would walk to our classes and then do that 4 more times throughout the day. But yeah, that's how far our relationship went. At this point in time, I was fully aware of the fact that like, yes, I am actually bisexual. And that boyfriend kind of helped me through all of the hugs. The hugs opened my third eye. After a couple months of that, I got really sick and tired of just hugging. I thought I was giving so much in the relationship, and all I got in return was a shitty, sweaty hug in between classes and maybe an occasional hangout during lunch. I was ready to move on. Remember, I was walking home from school one day and I really needed to talk to someone about these crazy, monumental problems that I was dealing with as a 14-year-old emo. So I called my friend up. I was so scared to talk to her, but I was like, hey, like, I just want to let you know something. She was like,
yeah, sure, what's up? Shoot.
So I told her I'm bisexual, and she was like, obviously. It was a lot of relief for me. I hadn't really told many people at this point. My parents still did not know. So I felt very happy that this person didn't think differently of me. So I remember I told her that, and I started complaining about my boyfriend. I felt like so Sex in the City. I'm like calling my friends up, and I'm like, yeah, no, all he's been doing is giving me hugs. Jacob has just been so busy with work and so busy with school and like this fundraiser that we're currently working on. She's like sipping her wine at home, and she's like, no, girl, I totally get it. Men, am I right? But yeah, things didn't work out with that boyfriend. I know that's a huge surprise, but things didn't work out. And yeah, that's kind of like the last guy I dated for a little bit. I had a girlfriend after that, and that also didn't work out. I think she could probably tell that I wasn't interested in her gender. I ended up moving in with my mom shortly after I'd broken up with that boyfriend. I had this best friend who I would hang out with like all the time. I would go over to his house every day after school. I know that my mom started to think that something was going on over there. She don't really know what exactly it was. And I did have a crush on him at that time because I had a crush on any man who existed. But I remember she started to kind of pry a little bit. One day she flat out asked me, "Are you and this boy dating?" I was like, no, that'd be fucking weird. And she left it alone. But she, you know, very clearly was still kind of bothered by it. I wasn't having it. I was in that angsty, I hate you for no reason phase. So if she asked me questions about my personal life, I punched a wall. I started journaling. I don't know why I started journaling, but I had this little composition notebook that I would take with me everywhere. I think the reason I started journaling is so that when I was journaling in class, people could ask me like, "Oh, what is that?" And I could be like, "Oh, it's nothing." God, this part I really hate. In the midst of exploring my sexuality, thought it would be a really cool idea to draw anime boys kissing. Not my brightest moment, so I drew a lot of anime boys kissing in my journal. I used to keep that journal kind of out in the open because I was a middle schooler. I was dumb. I'm still dumb, but that's not the point of this. But one day I got home from school. I walk in. We have our whole angsty, "How was your day?" "It was fine, Mom. Stop asking." Conversation. She goes, "Hey, is there anything you wanted to tell me?" And I went Kill Bill, siren mode, crisis, fucking TV tornado warning mode. And I was like, "No, there's nothing at all that I want to tell you. I'm good. I'm chilling." But I knew she knew. But she asked me, "Okay, are you sure? All good here." And then she says, "So I found your journal earlier." And I was like, "Oh, great." And she goes, "I saw some pictures in there that you drew." My first excuse is like, "Oh, my friend drew those," which is like, why would my friend have access to my journal and why would my friend draw fucking anime boys kissing in there? That's so weird. When she didn't buy that excuse, the other thing that I said was like, "Oh, I needed this for like a school art project." Why the hell would my school be like, "Hey guys, everyone take a seat. It's class time. So today we have a fun project planned. We're gonna be drawing anime boys kissing." So finally, I came out and told her that I drew it, but one of the characters was actually a girl and she had really short hair. Mom did not buy that. So for days and days and days, she would press me. It even reached one point where she sat me down and she's like, "Jeremy, if you are not straight, you can tell me. I don't care. It's not a big deal." I got kind of sick and tired of it. And I was like, "I'm not gay. I'm not bi. I'm straight. Stop asking me. Please leave me alone." So she left it alone until one day, I guess she went through my journal again. I didn't learn to
Fucking hide that journal because I was an idiot that had
explicitly written about how I had a crush on a boy in there. So she finally told me, "Jeremy, I saw this journal entry. You were talking about having a crush on a boy. I know you're not straight. Just fucking tell me so we can get it over with." And I sat there for a second with my friend, by the way. I really dramatically took my phone away from my ear. My dumbass thought the most appropriate way to tell her was to go back on the phone and yell, "Mom, I like dick, okay? Mom, I like dick, okay?" That was my dramatic coming out moment. "Mom, I like dick, okay?" That's it. That's the coming out moment for me. I know bitches who have had the most dramatic coming outs. I post on social media. I sit everyone down. I just had to yell. After I yelled, "Mom, I like dick, okay?" into the phone, I came home that day. I was horrified. And she asked me if I wanted to talk about it some more. And I said, "Talk about what?" And she's like, "When you yelled,
"Mom, I like dick, okay?"
to the phone." And I was like, no, that didn't happen. I really tried to pass it off as if that conversation just never happened. I even tried the whole "my friend said that" into the phone excuse as if that wasn't my mother who had raised me for most of my life and knows what my voice sounds like. So finally I was like, "Yes, I said that. I'm bi," because bi was easier at the time. She didn't really care. My family doesn't really come from a super religious background or have any crazy beliefs about the homosexual agenda. But anyway, yeah, that's my super dramatic, touching, heartfelt coming out story. Kind of humiliating, but that's kind of what I do here. I think that's become a part of my brand at this point. Thank you for watching this video in which I have told you about my coming out story. Do good today, bitch. Is that how you do the whoa? Do good today, bitch.